is a time for many Americans to take a fresh look at their finances for the year ahead. According to a new study, the number of people planning to ring in the new year with a financial resolution is staging a comeback from last year. 32% of people plan to ring in the new year with a financial resolution, up from 27% from the year before. What's behind this and what are the top 3 resolutions for Americans this year? Joining us to discuss is Ken Heverett of Fidelity Investments. So Ken, thanks for being here. Were you surprised by these results?
What was most surprising is, despite the stock market bouncing around a lot this year and negative headlines around things like trade wars and government shutdowns, 4 out of 10 people say they're in better financial shape this year than last year. And 75% of people say that they believe they're going to be in a better situation in 2019. So last year's complacency that you cited has become this year's determination to continue to make progress on things like saving more, managing their debt, and making sure that their spending is in line with what they're earning.
So what are some of the top financial concerns of 2019?
Well, topping the list of financial concerns is getting hit with an unexpected expense. Now, that could come from a natural disaster. It could be having to replace a car. But the number one thing is getting hit with an unexpected expense. Number 2 is related to healthcare costs. And then number 3 are just general concerns over the economy, job security, and the stock market overall. But by far, the number 1 concern are unexpected expenses.
So people mentioned that some derails that might have hindered their goals for 2018. So what were some of those mistakes made?
Sure. So this is a really interesting part of the study that we did this year. We asked people to confess to what mistakes they made. The number 1 mistake people confessed to have made last year was spending too much on eating out. Number 2 was spending too much on something that they really didn't need or that didn't make them happy. And then number 3 and number 4 are along the lines of either buying something and not returning it, or signing up for things like subscriptions, years ago that they no longer use. So people have become much more conscientious of, the things they should be spending money on, things that make them happy, and the things that ultimately are going to be in line with the financial goals that they have.
I tell you, that dining out one, that gets me every time, right?
It does, and what's interesting is that if you ask people the other resolutions they have, they want to make sure that they're maintaining their health, and sometimes eating out too much doesn't necessarily support that goal either.
Agreed, agreed. So do you have any tips or steps to help us achieve our financial goals this year?
The most important thing in order to achieve those goals is really your attitude and your mindset. Don't make this just a one-time financial resolution. You want to turn this into a habit. People who have made financial resolutions and have turned it into a habit and who are making progress are twice as likely to say that they feel better about their financial situation, including having less debt. If your goal is to save more for retirement, make sure that you're taking advantage of your time horizon, that you're leveraging stocks, bonds, and cash, and that you're saving more while you're still making a paycheck. So there's a number of things that people can do, but the most important is think about this as a long-term habit that you're building, not just a one-and-done resolution.
Definitely. All right, well, where can we go for some more information?
If you go to fidelity.com/resolutions, you can get this special report that we've done in this study on financial goals that people are setting, and even more importantly, the tips that they share and that we share on ways to stick to those goals. We've also got great information around how to build an overall financial plan and how to navigate the ups and downs of the stock market.
Okay, well, this is very important. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your show.
Coming up next, buying